power of saying nothing. How silence controls the room. How many times have you said something and immediately wished you hadn't? Words once spoken can't be taken back, and the louder we speak, the more we reveal about others and about ourselves. But there's something that few truly master. Something more powerful than words. Silence. Not the kind of silence that comes from fear or shyness, but a conscious, calculated silence, used by the most disciplined minds throughout history. You've seen it before, that one person who enters a room and says nothing, yet everyone feels their presence. They don't dominate through volume, they dominate through control. It's not magic, it's not charisma, it's intention. While most rush to speak, defend, explain, the ones who understand power wait. They pause, they observe, they listen, not just to what is said, but to what is avoided. And in doing so, they learn more in silence than others do in hours of noise. Some people can walk into a room and know immediately who's truly confident, who's pretending, who's trying too hard to be noticed. They don't need a word. They read body language, tension, micro-reactions, the nervous twitch, the forced smile, the subtle shift in tone when someone lies. It's not a supernatural gift. It's a learned skill, deep perception. And yet we live in a world addicted to noise. Everyone talks, few understand. There's a modern myth that the loudest voice wins. But in reality, stillness wins. The person who can remain calm in chaos, focused in distraction, silent in confrontation, is the one who holds the greatest leverage. Because when you don't rush to speak, you don't give away your thoughts, your emotions, or your strategy. You stay unreadable, unpredictable. Philosophers from every age understood this. Lao Tzu said, "Those who know do not speak. Those who speak do not know." And Marcus Aurelius wrote extensively about mastering your emotions, not reacting to every impulse. When you react instantly, you become a puppet of circumstance. But when you pause, you regain control. And that control, that space between what happens and how you respond, that is where wisdom lives. But here's the twist. Silence doesn't just reveal others, it reveals you to yourself. Do you fidget when no one's talking? Do you fill quiet moments with empty words just to avoid discomfort? Do you get anxious waiting for a reply, interpreting every pause as rejection? These reactions aren't random. They're signals. Signals of where you are still vulnerable. And those who pay attention can use that information. The truth is, if you don't understand your own emotional triggers, someone else will, and they'll. So how do you sharpen this power? Start small. Spend one day simply watching. Listen more than you speak. Pay attention to how people pause, how their faces change when they lie, how their hands move when they're hiding something, the way their voice shifts under pressure. By nightfall, you'll realize just how much you've been missing in every conversation. You'll see that most people are not in control of what they say. They are being controlled by what they feel. And here's what makes silence powerful. It creates space. Space for others to reveal themselves. Space for you to assess before acting. Space for clarity to rise above the noise. In high-pressure moments, the one who stays quiet longest often wins, because silence breeds tension, and people hate tension. They'll talk to escape it. They'll confess too much. They'll beg for resolution while you wait. But be warned, silence can be a sword or a shield. When used ethically, it's strength. When used manipulatively, it's control. Some people use silence to punish, to confuse, to make others chase answers that never come. In relationships, this becomes emotional warfare, withholding words, withholding presence, using absence to gain power. That's not wisdom, that's domination. and it always comes at a cost. So use silence with integrity. Use it to create space, not fear. To listen, not to punish. To understand, not manipulate. Because silence is never truly empty. It speaks, it reveals, and when used wisely, it commands more respect than any shout ever could. In a world that won't stop talking, the one who knows when to say nothing at all controls the room. Would you like me to help format this into a YouTube video outline or create a matching title, description, and thumbnail idea for better engagement? Ask ChatGPT.